Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we are back into Ghyran for day 24. So I think there's 6 left. There might be less, but we're definitely in the last week of this event. So join me for the Scourge of Ghyran, Soulblight Gravelords edition. Yes, we're blowing off the dust from our crypts, raising our bone warriors as the Lords of Death attempt to conquer the realm of life. So Alex has the lore drop for today, but we're not here for that. We want the rules. The Soulblight Gravelords have generated 2 new battle formations that couldn't be more different. Skin Shifters enables one of your vampires to transform into a bat, wolf, snake, any other monstrous form and flit over, under and through terrain as if it weren't there. Crypt Masters, on the other hand, involves no movement whatsoever, instead focusing on fortifying a cursed sepulture with deathly wards. On top of this, there are 3 new heroic traits for you to sink your teeth into. Immortal Ego gives your chosen hero the skills to match their towering arrogance, while Frightening Vitality ensures they'll stay around long after they should be dead. They already should be dead, they've stayed around long enough. Then there's a Wastrel and a Vagabond, which doesn't make an undead hero any better, it just makes their minions dangerously faster. Okay, interesting. So Soulblight, all of this stuff, this faction pack is ready for use with the new battle tome that came out about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so we can't go over the other units, but we will see what we have here. But what units do we have? What about the faction Scourge of Ghyran War Scrolls? The first is the Corpse Cart, which despite its ramshackle appearance now hits more reliably. More importantly, it invigorates nearby dead walker zombies, making them lash out more ferociously on death. The other new war scroll is for Sekhar, Fang of Nulahmia, who can now extend her hypnotic influence across the battlefield, persuading enemy units to ignore commands, causing wizards to fail spells and force enemy heroes to turn their blades on their allies. Oh, that's such a themey rule. So 2 battle scrolls, we'll look at those in a second. And so, the end is here. This is it? How many factions are there in AOS? Okay. And so the end is here. It's been a long, eventful and sometimes entertaining journey, but we finally made it to the pre-order date for the General's Handbook 25-26. That is coming up on Saturday. Join us tomorrow for a wrap-up, and make sure you're back on Saturday to pre-order your copy and start taking full advantage of the new Scourge of Ghyran updates in this summer's Season of War. Maybe we don't have 30. I'm sure they said somewhere there was 30 factions. Now I'm questioning everything about what I thought of this event. Right, that's fine. I take it back. I'm wrong. I'm obviously wrong, because it's not like they're going to ignore factions and things, is it? I will check that when I'm not recording. So who's left then? Or is this it? Is tomorrow just a roundup? I do want to know more information about the General's Handbook itself. I know we've had the little snippets, but I want more. I want a good preview on that, so if tomorrow's preview is that, that's fine. What I do want to know, after the fiasco that was the mission deck for 40k last weekend, where you can no longer buy it after about 6 hours of it going up for pre-order, it disappeared everywhere. If you wanted to play the new 40k stuff, you can't. Is Ghyran going to be like that? Is this going to be another one of those boxes where they make a handful, they make enough for what will cover their costs, make a little bit of profit, and then you got to wait 6 months for a restock? Or are they actually going to make enough of this product? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and obviously with anything that we talk about on this faction update. But how about we get into it? For one last time, our Scourge of Ghyran faction rules for the Soulblight Gravelord. 2 battle formations. First one, Crypt Masters. A once per turn army, your hero phase. Unhallowed Site. Declare, pick a friendly cursed sepulture to be the target. Effect, the target has a ward 4-up until the start of your next turn. Give a building a ward. 4-up ward's nice. I suppose there is some fun things you can do with the cursed sepultures as well, isn't there? Might be useful. Second one, Skin Shifters. Once per turn army, your hero phase, the Speed of Death. Declare, pick a friendly infantry vampire hero to be the target. Effect, that target can move up to 12 inches and has fly when it does so. Cannot end the move in combat. That's quite a nice boost to one of your infantry heroes, vampire heroes. I would hope that in their new battle tome there is some better option. Because while they're not terrible, they're not really that exciting. Our heroic traits, Undying Tyrants. Hero only. First one is a passive, Frightening Vitality. Effect, each time an ability that heals at least one of this unit's damage points is resolved. If the total number of the damage points healed by the ability was less than 3, heal X this unit, where X is 3 minus that number. So it's just a little bit of extra healing. Okay, if you heal less than 3, you just get to heal yourself up to 3, basically. Passive Immortal Ego. Effect, each phase you can reroll 1 hit, 1 wound and 1 save roll from this unit. We saw that yesterday. It's nice. It's very nice. Not that exciting when you see it 2 days running, but it's a very nice rule to have. And our final passive, the Wastrel and the Vagabond. Effect, when a friendly Deadwalker Zombies or Death Rattle Skeletons unit is wholly within 12 inches of this unit, add 2 to run rolls for that unit, and add 3 inches to the distance that unit can move when it piles in. I don't know what Deadwalker Zombies do. Death Rattle Skeletons seemed quite nice, but you're buffing your bit. I suppose if it's a supporting hero to one of those units, it's quite nice. It's a really nice extra to have. Extra movement and being able to an extra 3 inches of a pile-in. Yeah, okay. They don't excite me as much as some of the other ones that we've had, but they're not bad. They're not bad at all. They're just not exciting. And our final 2 War Scrolls, we think. First one, Sekhar, Fang of Nulahmia. We have a 6-inch move with a 3-up save and a 6-up ward. 6 health, 2 control, melee weapons, Nulahmian Warglaive, crit 2 hits, 5 attacks, hits and wounds on 3s, 1 rend, 2 damage. Oberoth's God Husk Fangs, companion attacks, 3 attacks, hits on 4s, wounds on 3s, 2 rend, D3 damage. It's not bad. We have 3 abilities. First one, once per turn reaction, opponent declared a command or a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit. Allow me to remind you. Effect, roll a dice. On a 5-up, that command has no effect. It still counts as having been used and the command points spent to use it are still lost. 18 inches is a nice range. It's a nice ability on a 5-up. I suppose it's free for you to do it, so you can just keep trying. Or once per turn, you can just try to do it. It's not going to go off that often though. Now next one, once per battle round reaction, opponent declared a spell or charge ability for a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit, lest you forget. Effect, pick 1 dice from the charge roll or casting roll for that ability. Your opponent must reroll that dice. That's a fun little one, isn't it? I like that ability. I do like that ability. Our final one is her spell, goes off in the hero phase, 6-up, Irresistible Demand. Declare pick a visible enemy hero within 18 inches of this unit to be the target, then make a casting roll of 2d6. Effect, inflict D3 mortal damage on each other enemy unit within 3 inches of this target. Keyword spell. I was hoping that would be better. Do you know how I would do that roll? I don't know if this would work in a competitive idea of AOS, but for a themey game, I think it'd be cool. So you make that spell probably a 7, so that it has a chance to go off, but it's not 7 or 8 maybe. And instead of inflict D3 mortal damage on an enemy unit within 3 inches of that attack, it would be move that enemy hero into a combat zone with the nearest enemy infantry unit or enemy unit whatever, and that hero makes an attack against that unit. So he charges and it counts as a charge, so he'd charge in, he'd get all of his charge bonuses, he'd cut through the unit, and then he just stops there. It would be brutal. There needs to be a way of countering that though. Why am I rewriting rules? Maybe if it goes off, the enemy hero makes a roll against his save. So some enemy heroes will be able to shrug it off, whereas others will just fall to it. Maybe? I don't know. I don't like that spell. I don't think it's that good. Keywords, unique hero, wizard 2, infantry, ward 6-up, death, Soulblight Gravelords, vampire. She is wizard 2, so if that spell failed, you've got other options. I like her reaction abilities. I quite like the idea of what she's doing and how you're messing with the opponent, but I don't think her spell really lands. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'd go around that, but I don't feel like that's it. She is 220 points, regiment options, any Soulblight Gravelords. And our second unit, the Corpse Cart. So we have a 4-inch move. God, that's slow. 6 up save, 6 up ward, 7 health, 2 control. Melee weapons, Corpse Master's Tools and Zombie Bites. Crit, auto wound, d6 plus 6 attacks, hits and wounds on 4s, no rend, 1 damage. You have 2 abilities. First one, your hero phase. Unholy Lodestone. Declare, pick a friendly Deadwalker Zombies unit within this unit's combat range to be the target. Effect until the start of your next turn. While the target is wholly within 12 inches of this unit, its Mindless Ferocity ability inflicts mortal damage on rolls of a 5 up instead of a 6 up. Depends how fast zombies are, but I think that's quite nice. Just making basically, I don't know what Mindless Ferocity is, but it's like giving a lethal 5 up instead of lethal 6 up. And it's mortal damage. Yeah, that's quite nice. A nice little buffing unit for your zombies. Our final ability, once per turn army, end of any turn, Necromantic Goad. Declare, pick a friendly Deadwalker Zombies unit that is wholly within 12 inches of this unit and is not in combat to be the target. Effect, that target can move up to 3 inches. It can move into combat. That's nice. Extra movement, and it can finish in combat. Yeah, that's quite a nice couple of buffing abilities for that unit there. Keywords, War Machine, Ward 6 up, Death, Soulblight Gravelords, and Deadwalkers. Corpse Cart is only 80 points. Regiment options, Deadwalkers, War Machine. For 80 points, I think that's quite a nice unit. I think that's a very nice unit. Sekhar, I think there's some really cool, fun stuff there. That spell doesn't excite me. She can do 2 other spells, so it's not really a problem. But at 200 and some points, are you... I suppose. It's fun reactionary stuff, and if the spell goes off, it is extra damage in a unit. It's just not what I would have wanted. I don't think it's a bad war scroll. I really like the Corpse Cart. Yes, it's slow, but it has a 12-inch aura of those 2 abilities. Extra movement or Mindless Ferocity just being better. Pretty nice. Immortal Ego is just good. If you're running zombies or skeletons, the Vagabond upgrade is probably worth thinking about. I don't know if there's better in the Battle Tome. And the extra healing extra healing is always nice. Yeah. They're just not that exciting, but I suppose we've seen every variation that they want to bring into these war scrolls and these battle formations and heroic traits and prayer laws, and we've seen a lot of cool fun stuff. On the whole, I don't think this is too bad. It doesn't excite me that much, but then if we'd have seen it earlier in the event, it would probably have been more exciting. But Soulblight Gravelords, having just got your battle tome, what do you think of this? Is it a nice little addition? Will you be using any of these war scrolls or heroic traits and battle formations? Let me know in the comments below. There will obviously be something tomorrow, so we'll cover that. And yeah, I think on the whole, this event has been pretty successful. I think there's been some fun stuff. My beloved Slaves to Darkness didn't really get the upgrades that I was hoping for. Well, War Scrolls, sorry. I was hoping for something a little bit other than just one hero. I was hoping for some Dark Oath love. But the other stuff was pretty good. Ossiarch Bone Reapers is the one that stands out for me. I loved everything in there. But I am partial to that range anyway, as if you watch that video you'll know. I still think that's the best one. We've had some good ones. Sylvaneth was pretty good. Certainly their heroic traits and things was really nice. Yeah, there's been some really fun upgrades, some very thematic upgrades. Not necessarily things that are going to win you games, but just cool things to do on the table, and that's what Sigmar is more about, I think. On the whole, I think this has been great. Hopefully the General's Handbook is a worthy addition, and the shake-ups that they're trying to make to the game are well received, and it goes down really well and adds an extra element to playing games. But Sigmar, I think, is a fun game to play anyway. Yeah, let me know generally what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.